Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the third video I'm sharing about my experience in 44 years of legal practice. After I left the law school, I started practice. How did I get clients? Getting clients is not taught in the law school. I remember one of the clients I got a bank. How did I get the bank? Some friends promised to introduce me to the MD of a bank, and when they were not forthcoming, I dressed up and I went to the office. I didn't know it was not easy to see the MD of a bank. I was arguing with a security man in front of the bank building. When I looked back, I saw a former client in Jos. He was happy to see me. He won his case. I was the one that did the case for him. And he concluded, he asked me, do you want a bank retainership? I said, yes. He took a rough paper and gave me a note to a bank manager. The bank manager gave me a note to the deputy legal advisor. And that's how I started with that bank. With some connections here and there, I was introduced to some banks, and I was doing some bank briefs. I cannot but make mention of some bank lawyers who blessed me in those days. I make mention of Mr. Oluwajano. He was the legal advisor at Nile Merchant Bank. I make mention of Mr. Olufon. He was introduced to me by his junior brother, Wale Olufon. Mr. Olufon was the legal advisor at Continental Merchant Bank. I make mention of the late Mr. Beppu, who was the deputy legal advisor at National Bank. Mr. Oluwajano gave me some briefs, perfection of bank documentation, and Mr. Olufon too, about the same time. What was given to me as professional fees, I employed in building my first house. I took it up to lintel level. So I did briefs for banks, companies, and the like over the years. I found at a point in time legal practice as very stressful. Very, very stressful. At around 25 years at the bar, it was telling on me. I was in Lagos with the hold up and the hectic nature of the city. I wake up as early as 4. By 5:15, I'm on the road. I drive myself, going to the courts. I broke down. For 8 years, I was going from one hospital to the other. All sorts of complications. What saved the situation is that God speaks to me. I will share with you my Red Sea experience. I don't know where, I can't remember whether it was a dream or it was life, but I saw a vision. I found myself at the Red Sea like Moses when he was leading the children of Israel out of Egypt. I was at the Red Sea and I was carrying a staff. Then God spoke to me. He said, "What do you have in your hand?" And I understood God. He was not referring to the physical staff. I understood God. I said, my publications. I think at that time I had published about 2 or 3 law books. God said to me, use it. That's how I concentrated on publishing. So I closed down my chambers. I went to stay at home. In 3 years, I authored and published 8 law books. How I did it, how I found the money till today, it's like a miracle. My children were in school. I had two children in the universities in the University of Ife in Nigeria. I had another child in the UK doing A levels and subsequently university. But I thank God I had an understanding wife. My wife was not very rich, she was just a teacher. But we ate, we didn't have any crisis over money. That is a miracle. That is how I found myself in publishing today. Visit my website, www.loiseducresources.com. Lois, Lois, resources.com. I believe I have more than 25 legal tests. I also conducted seminars, initially for my late father. Later, I started conducting seminars, workshops on labor law and debt recovery. With my dad, I went all over Nigeria. My late father, Professor Emmanuel Akonde Tubele, we were doing lectures, labor law lectures for companies, trade unions all over the world, all over Nigeria. That is my experience. So by the time I started, I decided to go into publishing. I limited my activities in active legal practice. By the grace of God, very soon I will turn 70. What is my view about sonship, the judiciary, etc.? My next video will help you. We answer these questions. Thank you.